Welcome to the Temple of Flame. On today, Fifth Black Lights, we take a look at this. And what this is Perrona hot sauce. Born in Tijuana. It is the original with the chili bean. And, or perhaps it's La Perrona, either which way. So, made in Mexico. Perrona, they're obviously clearly implying a dog. It looks like a larger dog, like a, what are those things? Like a Rottweiler maybe, or something like that. And so Perrona could mean big dog. There's also another colloquial reference to this as like very good or kick-ass or something like that. So there's a slang attached to this as well. They're probably meaning both. And I saw this one kind of randomly in a grocery store. I'd never heard of it before. So I said, well, yep, let's do some coverage. Water, we have pepper paste, which is the arbol, and the chiltepin. We've got the salt, and a little bit of acetic acid, a little bit of xanthan gum, a bunch of preservatives, spices, tartaric acid, garlic, and more preservatives. So, you can see it's, my shaking it up. I don't love this cap. You can see why. You shake it up and it gets caught in here, right? And then now it's on my table. Which is not where I would really especially like this to be. And it's made a mess of the cap. So I don't, you definitely do need to agitate this. I definitely don't, I don't love this cap system. So it's got there's a little pull tab there. Reminds me of the old beer cans. I can't remember if soda did that or not. The old beer cans used to have a little metal ring pull tab thing. And then you can make necklaces or whatever out of them. Or you could cut yourself. Lots of different things to do with those. I haven't seen those for years and years and years. They got away from that when they just made the aluminum thinner on the creases so that the current way that we open soda cans now. You can see it's a very light color, very, very chunky. There's a lot of bits of pepper and stuff in here. Chiltepin and arbol, I think, are two very excellently flavored peppers. So that does work fairly well in terms of flavor. But there is a little bit of a problem with this sauce, and we'll get to that shortly. First, let's get on into the flavor. There are definitely a lot of chilies in here. Very chili forward. I actually like that about this. This reminds me of certain restaurant, like the, just salsas they make in-house. One thing I don't like about this, and I get the impression that they used dried peppers for this and tried to rehydrate them later, is that there's a lot of grit in here. This is a fairly gritty sauce that I wish was not the case, because I find it jarring Every single time I come across them, I'm like, So that part I don't love. There's a lot of bits of peppers here, though. This is not a particularly smooth sauce. Like I said, there's a lot of gritty and abrasive parts to it. Flavor is essentially it's chili and garlic. There's not, but it's very, very, very chili forward. And it's the kind of chilies that you would normally associate with like a Mexican style sauce. So definitely really good in that respect. Flavor wise, sometimes I like those salsas in a restaurant, sometimes I don't. So flavor wise, I would say this is fine. I don't know if I'm gonna be getting this again though. Because I like it, I don't love it. Heat wise is very minimal. The chiltepín is a fairly moderately hot pepper. So, I mean, this is fairly low as far as heat. All right, so I thought what we would do today is get a little rangy. Get a little rangy on this. So, we've got flour tortillas. We've got these sort of just the fried corn tortillas that we've all seen. They make these now with these sort of square bottoms, which I think is kind of handy, sort of. All right, let's put these over there. So we've got refrieds here and some taco meat. The taco meat is flavored with a combination of Palo Alto, Firefighters habanero sauce, and a Mexico Lindo Salsa Negra extra hot that I happen to have a bit left of. So we're not going to actually season the taco meat itself. We don't need to do that, but we've also got tomatoes, we got lettuce, we've got cheese, of course. We're going to make us some double-decker tacos today. So what we're going to do with this is here's how we do the double-decker tacos, okay? We're going to get the refrieds here. Refrieds basically just cover the tortillas, okay? My plate may not be big enough here, so we're going to throw on just enough here to cover it. You don't want too thick of a layer. Just kind of want to, that's probably more than we need. All right, so I like this taco meat. I made it before. There's a picture I put up on the community section right here on the youtubes.com. You can check out if you're interested in that. I have not done a video of me making that. If that is something that's of interest, let me know. I'm out of that sauce right now, and I honestly don't love it. So barring that, I probably am not going to get it again. But one thing I do like about this taco meat over here is that I made it very, very fine. I don't know if you can pick that out or not, but it's very, very fine. And I made it with a sort of umami aspect to it. So there's a different process than I think people normally make with their taco seasoning. Because I just have to go and get fancy with stuff. But it is super good. These are probably some of my favorite tacos that I've ever had. And you can see I made the ground beef super fine, which is kind of a pain now. But I do like it that way for distribution of flavor. All right, so we got the tacos. All we're going to do is get refrieds on the plate. Here we go. Oops, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, I meant to sauce up this whole thing. So we just need to sauce up the bean refrieds, which is what I meant to do before I got ahead of myself here. I plan these videos. I've made, I think, probably over 1,000 of them at this point. I still forget shit right and left. One day I'll get it, maybe. Stay tuned and we'll find out together. All right, a little bit of cheddar in there. I like the medium cheddar. I don't like to go lower than that. So the first time I ever saw double-decker tacos, I think I might have told this story in one of the other videos, but the first time I ever saw them was when I was working at a taco chain years and years and years and years ago called Taco John's. And then eventually Taco Bell got into the act as well. I think it's it's always been an idea that has just kind of tickled me to sort of, I have made them here actually with the Del Taco bean burritos, and possibly even with, I can't remember if I did it with Taco Bell as well. But I like the idea. I like these a lot. I made these even after I quit working at Taco Bell years and years and years ago. I made them myself very frequently. And of course just shredded lettuce like usual. And then all we do is lift the sides up and adhere our flour tortillas with the sauce to the side of these corn tortillas. And that's basically it. We've got our double-decker tacos. These are a little wider than normal because that squared off base for the corn tortilla, the corn shells. Yep. So this adds definitely a degree of freshness. It's a very lively sauce. It's very astringent, very poppy. You can't have, I have seen people try to just do the tortilla around the taco shell with nothing in it. Or, Taco Bell's thing is to put like that cheese sauce in there. The secret to having a good 100% the refrieds. You have to have the refrieds in there. This is really good. It also sometimes will help it stick to the side of this. Occasionally. I got a lot of my artifact, a lot of caramelization of the meat, and it is so, it's very umami bomb. Mm-mm. You gotta be a little careful with these beans are a touch smooth, and then with the sauce it can get a little bit runny at the end, especially with all the tomatoes and stuff out. This does work really well to kind of brighten up the dish here. I don't love this so much when it's by itself. But when it's got other heavier stuff to play against, I enjoy it quite a bit more. They're so good. Wow. So the idea of having umami forward tacos is of interest to you. Let me know, and maybe I'll shoot a video of that. One of the mistakes that I see people making quite a bit is not seasoning the tomatoes. It's a must. You have to do that. Yeah, a tad sloppy here, but that's a sign of a good taco. All right. Yeah, that was excellent. I spoil myself with these lunches. All right, so the good thing about this is that it's like $2-3, and it's a slightly more vinegary than I normally would want in this kind of thing. But I think the pepper flavor is, like I said, very forward, and it is quite good. It plays super nicely in that setting there. And I mean, I have had it on breakfast burritos. I didn't love the vinegar so much. And I actually found that the grit was a little bit distracting. So to me, this is kind of, I guess, a solid middle of the road. Like if you're tired of Cholula, you're tired of some of the other stuff, and you want a nice little change of pace, this is a good one to get. It's got a good flavor to it. Not a great flavor, it's good flavor. It's got an appreciable, not crazy level, but an appreciable level of heat. And I would say overall it's just a really solid entry. And we'll just leave it right there. So that was the La Perrona hot sauce. Number 4. In peace. To serve the flame.